going to put together a little video here. I have to make a table for this. What this is a fifth wheel adapter that goes into a gooseneck hitch in the back of a pickup truck. The guy doesn't have, at his house, doesn't have a way of taking it out. It doesn't have an engine lift or anything like that. So he kind of wants me to build him a table that will be the same height as his pickup truck when the tailgate is open, so that when he unbolts this thing out of the gooseneck hitch adapter, that he can slide it out and just slide it onto the table. So that's what I'm going to do. The thing probably weighs, I don't know, if I was to guess, maybe 125, 150 pounds. It's not really that heavy per se, it's just kind of awkward. So what I'm going to do is build a table that is kind of the same height as the back of his tailgate when open, so that he can unbolt this thing out. And when I say unbolt it, this adapter actually slides into the gooseneck adapter, and then there's like this cam lock thing that you actually tighten a bolt down onto it, and it locks it into the gooseneck. So it's not that heavy per se, it's just really awkward, and then the issue is where to store it. So I'm building him a little table. It's going to be on casters so that he can roll it around. Just leave this thing up on top of the table. Now, here is the other part of it. This is actually the fifth wheel adapter that locks onto that. So you kind of, to get it out of the gooseneck hitch, you actually have to take that fifth wheel adapter out so you can get access to that bolt. But anyway, so what I did is I went down and bought some material. Now this is a piece of plate steel that I bought. This kind of the same size as that base for that adapter. And what I'm going to do is, you can see that I've got it marked out here. I'm going to slot it, slot the base plate so that that square tube adapter for the gooseneck hitch will fit into that and kind of anchor it in place on top of the table, just so if somebody bumps it, it doesn't get knocked off, and it's not sitting up onto that kind of in an unstable position. If it was just, if you put it up on top of a flat plate and just rested it there, it would be kind of unstable because it's only sitting on that, or it's kind of pivoted on that tube adapter. You can see I kind of 45'd it down there at the bottom so that when you pull it over into the plate, it kind of is going to find its way into the slot. I might actually make that, that's a 45-degree angle. I had a square, like a small machinist square, and it's got a 45-degree angle on it, and I just picked that. So I'm not sure, I might change that, go to something else, maybe a little steeper angle, 60 degrees or something like that. But anyways, that's it. And some angle iron for the legs. I've got to go out and get the casters and stuff, and then I'll start making it. This is going to be that tabletop plate for the fifth wheel hitch that I'm making for that guy. Now, I kind of forgot to film me cutting this out, but all I did is in a previous video I showed you where I had marked it out. So all I did was take a piece of scrap angle iron and kind of set it on beside the mark to run the torch along. I just weighted it down or clamped that angle iron down and just ran the torch along it to try and get a fairly straight cut on it. So I just wanted to kind of show it to you after I had cut it out. Again, I forgot to video it, so I will make sure that I get the camera on as I continue to work on it. Okay, so I'm back on the hitch table. What I've done is cut the 4 legs, and what I'm going to do right now is just tack up the strip here. I'm going to tack the strips onto the bottom of the plate that are going to support the legs. Okay, bring it back. Okay, just working the other side of the table now. What I'm going to do is just notch both ends of the angle iron out so that it fits around the adjoining angle iron that comes from the other way. You'll see what I'm talking about when I put it in there. And I got to flip it around to do the same on the other side. But that's what it's going to look like. So that, let me see if I've got another piece of angle iron here. That'll fit into it kind of like that. And let me flip you around so that you can see it going in. can buy off on it. Not sure whether you're going to be able to see this side or not. Okay, let me go cut the other one and I'll bring you back. Alright, this is the second one I'm cutting these out on. I cut the other end out already, I just didn't show it. Okay, so here's a fit up on that side, this side, and I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm probably going to have to move the welder over a little bit, so let me bring you back. And we're ready to tack it. Let me bring you back once I figure out what I'm doing here. What I'm going to do here is weld this out, these two legs, and then what I've got to do is kind of turn the table around. It's just easier for me to be able to weld out here than try and pull the welder over on the back side of the table so that I've got access to it. Probably just going to stitch weld these things on there. Let me spin the table around and I'll bring you back. If you guys get bumped, I'm sorry. Probably gonna do the last leg off camera. I got her down on the floor now. Just gonna weld out the bottom brackets on it, then be able to put the casters on. Let me get the other one positioned. And I'll get the other two in position for you back. Probably gonna maybe tip it over, throw a couple of more welds on it, and then I'll bring you back. Let me flip it again. Okay, we're going to flip it over and put the casters on. I had marked and punched those prior. Gonna replace the battery, I just put another one on a charge. Okay, so I didn't replace the battery yet, still not dead. Of course the other one's probably not charged either. Let me get the casters out, get some nuts for it, nuts and lock washers. And I just set the casters in the holes. Okay, I'll flip it over and I'll bring it back and show it to you. Okay, there it is. If you want to, you can put a piece of plywood down the bottom or expanded metal or something and use it for storage too. Get that a little bit of a burn right there. Okay, that's it.